All right, chat, we're back. We've got more news to talk about. Not too much going on in general. A couple big things, but not a lot overall. No chat picks, no dev dub this week. Just some regular news. And we're going to start with the big three as usual. Nothing from Nintendo that was really major. But we do have something about some warning labels on the PS5 consoles. This is Andy Robinson VGC. All right, Sony is reportedly putting warning labels on PS5s without about decision to ditch discs. According to an image posted on Twitter by content creator Behind the Games, which shows a sticker placed on a PlayStation 5 box flagging the decision to end disc production in January 2028. It says, important notice, from January 2028, newly released games on PlayStation will be available for purchase on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital format only. Discs for games released before January 2028 can continue to be played on this console. Where is it? So there it is. Very small print. There's no way people are going to read that. There's no way people are going to notice that. There's no way people are going to be happy about it when they find out. Because they're going to be, no, I want the disc drive. It doesn't come with a disc drive anymore. They're gonna stop making those probably and have the disc drive separately. So that's the latest update from this. So they've already started printing packaging about it. So be prepared. Be prepared, gamers. Just like Scar says. Next up, going to Xbox. Disc to digital update. Chris Sculling, VGC. The Xbox disc to digital feature could be coming as soon as this month, according to leaked document. Reported last month that Xbox was working on a feature codenamed Disc to Digital, which was being tried out by internal testers. Lets players insert a compatible Xbox disc and receive a digital license for it, essentially turning into a digital version that acts as if it had been bought on the Xbox Store, and therefore no longer needs to have the disc drive. It's a lot of storage. Now The Verge reports that it's received a document recently sent to developers which suggests the feature will be rolling out soon. According to the publication, the report says a public beta for the program was supposed to take place in July before rolling out for general availability in August. The plan was reportedly to test the program with Xbox insiders last month, but it was then delayed. It's not clear whether the August target for the full rollout is still the plan, or whether it too had been delayed, but it does appear that the feature should be expected in the coming weeks or months rather than in 2027. This is pretty cool. Again, it's going to take up a lot of space. Probably going to have to utilize that external storage drive for all those older games. I probably will, once that goes out, probably just start slamming the Xbox with discs and get all of my entire physical library on digital. Not that I'll get rid of the discs. I'm going to still keep all the games, but it'd be cool to have them all just sat, ready to go. Pretty cool. And it's also going to include 360 stuff, apparently, on PC. Chris calling VGC. Xbox backwards compatibility on PC and Helix will reportedly include 360 games, according to a leaked document acquired by The Verge, which was sent to developers by Microsoft. I assume it's in the same document here. So we got original Xbox games that they announced, but the document states that this will extend to Xbox 360 games in the future, with developers able to opt into making their previous 360 releases available to play on PC. 360 games added to the service will be playable on Xbox PCs, including the Xbox app and Windows PC, handheld devices such as the ROG Xbox Ally X, and the next-gen Project Helix console, which reports suggest will essentially have the DNA of a gaming PC. Yeah, of course. Yeah, get dust off your old discs, put them to use finally, convert them to digital format, which is cool, but you still get to keep the discs, which is nice. It's great. All right, next up in overall general big news, GTA 6 on Netflix. What? If you wanted a reason why this game's going to be extra expensive, here's part of the reason. Chris calling VGC. An extended look at GTA 6 is coming to Netflix later this month. That's crazy. Extended look premieres on Netflix on August 27th at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Also launched on the Rockstar Games YouTube channel and the GTA 6 website 6 hours later. Neither Rockstar nor Netflix has not given any more information. They probably haven't given any more information on the presentation or how long it will last. See an extended look at the Grand Theft Auto 6, the next evolution in the groundbreaking Grand Theft Auto series. Netflix's original or official description reads, This is what it is. It's just another little teaser. Nothing different. So I'm sure millions of dollars were used to air this on Netflix, of all places. For Netflix to have the timed exclusivity rights to this to this extend look is that's got to be a lot of money. That's got to be a lot of money. So that's wild. Next up, layoffs at Halo. This is Connor McCarr, Eurogamer. I think it needs to be zoomed in just a little bit. There we go. All right. According to game developer, the number of these contractors whose time at the Halo... Wait, what's the overall thing? Halo Studios hit by layoffs after release of Combat Evolved, or Campaign Evolved, come to an end is unknown. However, a source speaking to the outlet said that this was due to an external contractor shifts. Eurogamer can corroborate that no full-time employees were affected by the cuts. This is the update. But the original story said that there was just cuts. So the recent job cuts at the Halo Studios are purely contract workers, which is still, like, rough, right? That's still rough for the contract workers to be fully let go in a big chunk. But I assume that's way more normal than the full-time existing workers. I started playing this game yesterday. Some stuff is very different, and I'm not sure how I feel about it so far. I'm about a third of the way through. I'm not sure how I feel about it. We'll see what happens when we finish it. Sucks to release a game, I guess. Next up, hey, fuck you, EA. Chris Scully and VGC, the apparent deal has been is officially approved for the Saudi Arabia's PIF investment fund thing. We don't need to read into this. It sucks. Again, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. But now that it's been officially announced that it's completed, the follow-up here is Chris Conlon VGC. EA could be set for mass layoffs as it aims to cut costs following the acquisition. Cool. Great. The company confirmed on Tuesday that the deal had been completed, meaning it is now fully owned by an investor consortium comprised of PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners, with the PIF owning 93.4% of this. Oh my god. The deal is the largest ever leveraged buyout in history. A leveraged buyout is an acquisition where most of the cost is covered by borrowed money, with the target company's own assets and future cash flow used as security to pay back the loan. Jason Schreier at Bloomberg posted on Blue Sky that this amounts to a total debt for EA of around $18 billion, with the company having to pay around $1.8 billion per year in interest. Billions, dozens of billions of dollars. Schreier reports that EA's EBITDA earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization is around $1.5 billion, meaning it can just about cover the interest payments without reducing the debt. Crazy. As such, the company has reportedly told debt investors that it's looking to make cuts to reduce its annual expenses. EA's annual debt is around $1.5 billion, which should be enough to service the interest payments, he wrote on Blue Sky. But the publisher has told debt investors that it will cut $700 million in annual costs, including $170 million in organizational efficiencies, per Bloomberg. In other words, mass layoffs. So this is the GOAT, One Take Schreier, reporting, which means it's pretty substantial. How are they gonna make games? How are they gonna actually make games? This is crazy shit. All right, that's it for the more major news. We got some smaller news now. More recasts at the live action God of War. So we're recasting Atreus and Thrud for season 2 because of the time jump. Not so much because, what was this guy's name? This guy got hurt. What was his name? I forgot his name. It's in the next story. But yeah, the original actor got hurt. He's now also being replaced by reportedly Dave Bautista. So this one is Chris Scully and VGC. Ryan Hurst. So the kid and Thrud are being replaced for to cover an age jump, which kind of makes sense, but I feel like it's not that much. It's what, 5 years? How from 12 to 17? Could it be that much that you need a full recast? Because the first season hasn't come out yet. That kid's gonna be old enough by the time season 2 comes out to cover that age gap. In my opinion, I don't know. But Dave Bautista now set to play Kratos, replacing Ryan Hurst, which is wild because last I heard he didn't want to do shirt off, get big roles anymore. But I guess that changed. I mean, if you're gonna do it, God of War Kratos is the way to go. So that's pretty cool. We'll see how it goes. I'm very interested to see what the first images of Dave Bautista. I wonder if they release the same exact still. That'd be so funny if they release the same exact still. Next up, we talked a while ago about some AI allegations in Kingdom Hearts artwork. And now they say, no, that wasn't AI. Chris Cullen VGC, Square Enix denies claims its Kingdom Hearts collection artwork was AI generated, blames human error. The publisher announced in June that all 3 games are coming to Nintendo Switch 2 in a bundle called the Kingdom Hearts Collection, set for release October 8th. The news was slightly offset, however, by allegations from some players that the collection's main artwork may have been created using generative AI. And the image contained some unusual discrepancies, including irregular designs on Sora's belt and shoes, but the most notable issue pointed out by most was that Donald Duck had 4 fingers on one hand and 5 in the other. More images have been spotted online, but Square Enix has now denied that the artwork was AI generated, and instead says the issue was down to genuine mistake by the artist. We're aware of feedback regarding recent Kingdom Hearts visuals. The PR rep told GameSpot, these assets were created by our development team without the use of generative AI, and the issues resulted from human error. Quality is extremely important to us, and updated assets have been implemented where appropriate. Quality is extremely important, but they missed the slight human error in Donald's hands, where he has clearly 4 fingers here and 5 fingers here. Why does he have fingers? He's a bird? Who knows? Fuck you, Donald. Next up, big ol' Rivals update today that dropped, which is reportedly supposed to reduce the size, which I think it did. Chris Cullen VGC, Marvel Rivals next update will reduce the game's install size by up to 40 gigabytes. So this dropped today. According to the studio, the resulting update will see the PC's version install size dropping by around 40 gigs, while the console versions will see a reduction of about 15 gigabytes. I assume this is pretty accurate because when I went to reinstall the game today, it was only like 80 gigabytes. So I think they did reduce it. I don't know if it was exactly 40 gigabytes, but it did go down for sure. So that's cool. Save me some space. I'm sure they'll release a mass update sometime in the future that'll cover that new space. Next up, some issues with the release of Beasts of Reincarnation. A lot of people were hyped about this game and only to be disappointed. Chris Cullen VGC, we take your feedback to heart. Game Freak is planning regular Beasts of Reincarnation updates starting next week. Game was released on Monday with critical reception being generally positive, if not overwhelmingly so. Its Metacritic score currently sits at 73. Players are also divided on their initial opinion of the game. User reviews on Steam are currently sitting at mixed, with 53% submitted so far considered positive. Game Freak has now posted a message via its official account on Twitter, informing players that it's listening to their criticisms and taking them on board as they work on continuous updates. And they thank the people for playing. Patch notes, camera adjustments, increased text size, story pacing improvements, changing difficulty setting from cinematic to performance, other bug fixes. Did they have any of the... VGC's Beast of Reincarnation review said that the game had endearing characters and combat wrapped in disappointingly dull journey. And criticized the second half of the game for repeating all the bosses previously encountered. That's crazy. It's a good game, we wrote, ignoring how original or otherwise it may be. The combat has a satisfying weight to it, and the exploration mechanics are an interesting wrinkle as you delve through the various environments. But there's clearly untapped potential there, and the game can almost feel like a statement of intent from Game Freak. The first half of the game is so good that the team deserves to make a sequel where the full title gets the same amount of care and attention. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. People saying that the game is a big stinker, but still kind of fun. I mean, not everything can be a 10 out of 10, so whatever. Next up, let's talk about what went wrong with the Borderlands live action movie, or at least some part of what went wrong. Chris Cullen VGC. Borderlands movie director says it failed because PG-13 studio cuts meant it belonged to nobody. Oof. Eli Roth. I don't know how we feel about this guy anymore. Best known for his gory horror films like Cabin Fever, Hostel, and The Green Inferno, appeared to be the ideal choice on paper to direct the film adaptation of Take-Two's adult-oriented video game series. Huge disaster, grossing just $33 million worldwide, against a reported production budget of $115 million, plus marketing and distribution of $30 million. Rare Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 0%, but it has increased to 10. In a new interview with Variety, Roth blames the film's failure on studio executives who demanded the film's more mature content be cut in order to drop it down to PG-13 rating at cinemas. Yes, Cringe, that's exactly why. As things grow bigger, studios just naturally become more risk averse. My nature as a filmmaker is to do the thing that's left of center because that's what has worked for me. Talking about the film, you got something that belonged to nobody. It's not a kid's movie, but it's trying to appeal to everybody. It's for gamers, but it doesn't have the violence the gamers want because it can't be that extreme because it costs too much. You just wind up with a movie that's neither fish nor fowl. So yeah, I guess, yeah, that's part of the reason. It was also not a great written story. I don't think just adding more violence would have helped it very much. I think I watched most of this on a plane and then gave up. I've never finished this movie, but it wasn't great. Did not have a fun time. So yeah, take that how you will from Mr. AI Eli Roth. Next up, new Ghost Recon stuff announced. Chris Cullen, VGC. Ghost Recon Wildlands gets free update adding Last Rites mission, 4K 60 support, and Predator content removed in 2020. Wow. The Last Rites update is available today and allows PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC players to play the game in 4K resolution and 60 frames per second, as well as other graphical improvements. That's pretty cool. Also includes a new story mission with a mysterious new threat in the form of a masked female villain called La Llorona. A teaser trailer for the mission shows her preparing to remove her mask, but the footage ends just before face reveal. Cool. The free update also reinstates the game's Predator mission, which was originally introduced in December 2017 as part of a bonus mission called The Jungle Moved. The mission was removed 3 years later in December 2020 when Ubisoft's licensing deal for the use of the character ended. Now, after nearly 6 years, it's been added back into the game for players who missed it the first time around. I think there was a big Ubisoft Ghost Recon thing, like, that they announced. So there was a lot of other things about Ghost Recon, but this was like the main thing. So a lot of Ghost Recon news. Next up, new free Quake campaign. Wow, 30th anniversary. This is Dave Aubrey, VGC. From Machine Games, available now for the 30th anniversary. It has been 30 years since the original Quake. Quake Dawn of the Machine is a fully fledged new episode for the original game developed by Machine Games in collaboration with id Software. The new episode comes with 19 all new levels filled with secrets, a new soundtrack, and a new deathmatch map. Wow. The news was announced via Bethesda's Slayers Club, along with more details on what to expect in Dawn of the Machine. So that's pretty fucking sick. Dawn of the Machine is available as a free update for modern versions of the original Quake, including all the consoles. In 2025, Microsoft was criticized for showing a tech experiment which uses AI to generate Quake 2 in real time. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was so gross. That was so gross. So let's see a little bit of a trailer here. Dawn of the Machine. Wow. This might be fun to play. This looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Hope that wasn't AI though. Hope that's not AI. We might have to look into that. And yeah, last on the news for today, Take-Two talks about discs. This is Dave Aubrey, VGC again. Discs don't really make sense for the consumer, says Take-Two boss on GTA 6's digital launch. Oh. Parent company of Rockstar, developer of the Grand Theft Auto series. So, you know, big people. Says our business is well over 90% digitally distributed, Zelnick said in the Q&A. It's already a digital business, so in certain instances, especially if it's a big game, discs and I said discs, don't really make sense for the consumer. Wow. Also, most instances you have to register online to play anyhow, so if you're already connected, who cares if you download digitally? It's all the same and it's much more convenient. So that's where the world is going in our opinion, and I think Sony understands that. We certainly understand that. It doesn't mean that we won't have physical editions now and then. I'm sure we will in the same way. There's still vinyl and recorded music business, but that's a little bit different because vinyl is like got a huge comeback right now. But in other instances, it just won't make sense. So we're getting more and more of these big CEOs saying, yeah, who cares? Various companies, gaming companies, retail companies, they're all like, who cares? Which it's not entirely surprising. It's just crazy that it's already happening. Anyway, chat, that's it. We're basically done with news. Yeah, no dev dub, no chat pick, so we're good for now. Not too much going on. We finished. Pretty short one. Pretty short one today. And that's it for this week. Of course, Strauss would have a dog shit opinion. I agree. 100%. Chat, you've been great as always. Check out the links. This will be up on on Sunday. as usual. Thank you all for hanging out in the live chat. Thank you all for watching the VODs, clicking the buttons on the VODs on YouTube, the like and other things, whatever. The play button on YouTube is pretty cool. But yeah, that's going to be it for this week. Until next time.